Hey, what's up, everyone? Anthony here, and we have Chadwick. We are
Going on?
back. So, yeah, let's kick it off. This is our third session here, and we like to use this Saturday to just drop value for you guys out there that want to know what's it like to be in Mexico, what's it like to be in Tijuana. So you can find me at my handle, Anthony_win. So at Anthony_win, and Chadwick, where they can find you?
You can find me guys right here on the live stream, guys.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so yeah, today we're going to cover, just based off the comment section and feedback from you all, we're going to talk about safety. All right, safety is super important if you decide if you want to come out and leave the U.S. And then we're going to talk about the sewage that's near the beach. And yes, there is sewage out here, so you got to be careful. And then finally, we're going to talk about, what is it, the third one?
We'll talk about cost of living a little bit, safety, and we'll talk about the sewage, pretty much. I think those are three good topics. A lot of people have been reaching out, guys. I appreciate you guys. We've been going through a little bit of personal stuff. So rather than jump into all that, we're going to try to keep this thing very educational for you. I got a lot of personal stuff that we're gonna just skip over, and we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna be talking, doing some comments and stuff too. And if you stick around here till the end, me and Anthony have been kind of working on this specific thing that I think people here on the channel will potentially be interested in.
Major project. You guys will love it.
You'll love it, guys, and it's going to be something that we're going to kind of save to the end of the live stream, kind of as a caveat. And we're going to dive into a little bit of the issues and stuff that people have been asking. So I think the first thing that I think is on everybody's mind is the cost of living in Tijuana beaches, Playas de Tijuana. We're going to go a little bit further down in this video because we're going to kind of tie it into some of the other broader issues like the sewage and the cost of living and the safety. So a lot of people, Anthony, have been reaching out to me, and they were kind of wondering kind of what the cost of living is down here. And we're going to kind of start where we're at in Playas de Tijuana, and we're going to kind of move into the Rosarito and kind of tinker in a little bit towards the Ensenada area. So first and foremost, guys, we're going to tell you kind of what we're paying as a cost. And then we're going to kind of break down as you go down into Mexico from Tijuana beaches. We're going to stay on the coast and going towards Rosarito, kind of the different price points that you'll see for various rentals and purchasing, because we do have a lot of knowledge specifically here in Playas, but we also have a lot of knowledge kind of as you move down to the coast. And you'll kind of see why we're going to be doing it this way. We're going to be moving from Playas de Tijuana down towards in between Rosarito and Playas de Tijuana, and then towards the Ensenada, so to kind of give you a holistic idea of not only the cost of living, but how it ties into some of the sewage issues and some of the questions that people have been reaching. So I'm going to pass it over to Anthony. He's going to tell you guys how much he's paying, what are kind of his bills like. And make sure, guys, a lot of people have been throwing his name in my comments. His handle is just at Anthony Win _, right, at Yahoo.
It's at Anthony_win, right? So you can find me there on YouTube, and then you'll see my content. And I do have a new stuff. I do actually have a content coming out. I'm gonna post it later on today. It's gonna go over. It's related to how I shop my grocery, right? Like I order a specific. If you guys are health freaks out there, I'm a major health freak. So I order grass-fed beef and pasture-raised chicken, and I ordered all those products in Mexico, right? In a specific part in Mexico. It's called the Yucatan. But I'm gonna share that in that video in my channel, so you can go there.
He's got a lot of stuff going on. So he's gonna be kind of taking the lead this week. He's dropping a couple videos. We already have some pre-scripted videos that I think you're gonna find very informative. And let's just jump right into it, guys. Welcome back, Anthony here. Tell me kind of where you're living at here in Mexico, the proximity to the border, and kind of like how much you're paying down here.
Yeah, that's a great question, Chadwick. So I'm with Chadwick. We're in Playas de Tijuana. We're about, I'll say, we can see the border from here, right? Especially from the beach, you can see the border wall from there. But from crossing the border, it's just a little bit longer, right? So there's Century line, and then there's the Ready Lane line. You're looking at, depending on how you are doing rush hour or not rush hour, if you have Century or you don't have Century. But either way, the cost of living is, I mean, it's incomparable. It's a no-brainer. So for me, my lifestyle and what I can do based off my current income level, I have a 4-story unit. I'm paying less than $1,400 per month.
He's got his mom living with him, guys. I mean, this guy's a stand-up guy. He's got his elderly mom living with him, so he's taking care of his mom down here, and he's also got time to do all that, right? Tell him how much time you got. I mean, how much time do you really work? You're not really working too much.
No, I'm fortunate. You know, at one point in my life, I was really struggling, but I had all the hard work and the struggles paid off. So now I work from home, right? I make money online. But yes, I do have my mom here. I got my dog here, and it's very peaceful, stress-free, and it's a good way to. The most important thing is just a lot more peace and you don't have that stress. And then yeah, so the cost of living is just incomparable. And then
less than how much? How much you paying less?
I'm paying $1,350 to be exact. $1,350
for a 3-bedroom.
3-bedroom, 4 stories.
Stories, and he's got a rooftop patio, guys. I've been up on his patio. You can see all the way down to the ocean. And it's kind of a unique area where he's at, and he's got a home tour. And we've actually been talking back and forth. He's going to be doing another home tour, probably several home tours of kind of the neighborhood, and maybe like the rooftop patio on some future videos. So kind of keep out a look for that. Now let me jump into my cost of living here. So my cost of living is a little bit, I got a little bit smaller. When I first moved down here, I was actually living in between Tijuana Beaches, Playas de Tijuana, and Rosarito. Now there's a couple different areas that we're going to actually be taking you at over the next couple weeks. Check out his channel, my channel. We're going to be kind of doing some driving tours, some walking tours, some real estate exterior, interior tours in the next couple weeks. So in between Playas de Tijuana and Rosarito, it's basically a stretch of land on the toll road, the Mexican one. And this is one of the only roads you can go about 80 miles an hour on down here that's local. And on top of that, this area is very, very unique, okay? And like I said, stick around in the video. We're going to say why it's unique too in terms of some of the other issues like sewage and things like that. Playas de Tijuana is right at the U.S. border. It actually, the boardwalk goes.
It's a lot more. Playas de Tijuana is a lot more convenient, and that's the reason why I chose this place. I'm pretty sure that's the same for Chadwick.
Yeah.
Okay, the conveniency. But Rosarito and Ensenada, Ensenada's far. Ensenada's at least 3 hours.
No, that's not 3 hours. It's 4.5.
Well, Ensenada's near Valle Guadalupe. To go to Valle Guadalupe is 2.5 hours. It's about
maybe 2 hours from the border. It's about an hour and a half from here. Going 80.
If you're going fast, yeah. Okay, but Rosarito's close by, and I would say a lot more Americans are in Rosarito.
Yeah,
a lot more Americans in Rosarito.
More Rosarito.
Okay,
more
and when I went to Rosarito, I'm gonna just be very transparent. I felt like I was in the U.S., and that was one of those deal breakers where I didn't want. The reason I left the U.S. is not to feel like I'm still in the U.S.
Yeah.
They got like Home Depot, all that stuff, the plazas, the shopping centers.
Anytime Fitness.
It just reminded me of the U.S.
Yeah, so Rosarito is kind of an interesting area, guys. But before we creep down to Rosarito, let's just wrap up the Playas de Tijuana area. It's right here on the U.S. border. You can see the border from the boardwalk goes right into the U.S. border. The infrastructure in Playas de Tijuana is a lot better, in my personal opinion, than Rosarito. Once you get down south around the toll plaza, you start getting into the spots in between Rosarito and Playas de Tijuana. It's a lot windier, guys. And I'm not just saying this out of thin air. If it's 10-mile-an-hour winds in San Diego, it's 15-mile-an-hour winds here in Playas de Tijuana. And there's like a little when you're going around that toll road, there's like a little cap that blocks a lot of the trade winds coming in off the coast. Rosarito, if it's 15-mile-an-hour winds here, it can be closer to 20, 25, even 30-mile-an-hour winds down there. And the infrastructure is a little bit less. So you have like, when I lived down there, I noticed like that power went out like once a month when it got windy for a few hours. It was just kind of a little bit more annoying than it was bad.
And crossing the border too.
Yeah. And
crossing the border from Rosarito, if it's during rush hour, that highway, the
Tijuana Libre,
if that gets busy. Backed up. If that gets backed up, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, you're going to be there for a while. Now you can always go down if you're going farther down into Rosarito. You can always obviously go on the toll road, which will put you right out here on Playas de Tijuana and hit you on the video that Anthony did the other day. And these videos are gonna keep coming out. It's a new road that goes all the way to the airport and to the border.
Oh yeah.
Playas Directo.
That sky bridge that connects from Playas de Tijuana to the airport. That is the game changer.
Oh yeah.
That is.
Oh yeah.
It used to be, if you used to drive from Playas de Tijuana to the airport. I created a video around this, so you guys, if you go to my channel, you'll see it.
Yeah.
It used to take about 40 minutes to go from Playa de Tijuana to the airport, you go on the Via Rapida halfway, and then the rest is like local stoplights, side roads, stoplights. But now it's just this bridge that goes through a tunnel and then just drops you off right at the airport. It's beautiful. Like that's another huge reason why I love Playa de Tijuana.
Yeah, and Playa de Tijuana, obviously, kind of an affluent neighborhood, guys. They got, they got Walmart, they got everything you need here. They got.
It still feels Mexican.
It still feels Mexico. It's a lot more local, like Anthony said. There are Americans in Playa de Tijuana, but there's obviously a lot more locals and a lot more Americans in Rosarito. There's, I think, between 12 and 15,000 permanent residents in Rosarito alone. So in terms of my cost of living, it's a little bit less than him. He's paying about $13.50 for a 3-bedroom. I'm paying about $5.30 for a studio. It's just me and my lady right now, and we just try to cut some of the cost. So I did live in a neighborhood called San Marino Residencial, Camino del Vitri, and I'm going to try to get a tour in there in the next coming weeks. I was paying $1,200 for a 3-bedroom house, $20 a month for bills. So the cost of living is in Playa de Tijuana a little bit more expensive than obviously other parts of Mexico, but also more expensive than Rosarito. The farther, think about this, the farther you get away from the border, the cheaper it gets, and you get more for your money. So Playa de Tijuana, you can find these little hidden spots like $250, $300 old studios. You can get a nice. You got to search around. Like I got a place, guys. It's $530. It's gated. It's private. It's secure. It's $530 a month. Everything included. He's got a place $13.50 for 3-bedroom. He's got his mother there, so more people obviously need some more room. But you can get a place in Playa de Tijuana from about $250 on the low end to about 1,800 on the high end. You can even go up to 2,000, even 2,500 or 3,000, and then you're getting like the most upscale, brand new home built probably within the last 5 years. Now, if you go down in between Playa de Tijuana and Rosarito, the prices are going to drop about 20%.
Significantly.
Yeah, they're going to drop.
Ensenada is almost, I would say, almost 50% off.
Yeah.
Ensenada is almost 50%.
So think right now visually in your head, guys. You're going about 10 minutes down south of Playa de Tijuana. You're starting to get into the 800 to 1,200, but you're getting a whole house. You're getting a secure gated security guard neighborhood. And then when you get into Rosarito, kind of the same price breakdown. 7 to 1,100 would be what you get for 1,500 in Playas. So once you get down past South Rosarito, you're going to start really falling off on prices. You're going to be able to get 2-bedroom apartments that are damn near on the water for about $750 to $800. They're going to be nice. They're going to be 700-800 square feet apartments, even 1,000. I've seen them as low as 1,000. I've seen them as low as 1,600 square feet for 3 and 4-bedroom condos in private gated neighborhoods for $1,100. And like I said, if you get down towards Ensenada, you're even moving. I mean, I would say if it's not 50%, it's damn near it.
Absolutely. Very spot on. And another thing you guys should know too, like everything that Chadwick is sharing and what I'm sharing, what we've been sharing is it's not easy to find these prices in these units because the people here locally, they don't market that well. They don't know how to market their units, their homes for rent, the apartments or the departments or like the homes. The marketing is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So you have to like literally. You
got to be down here.
You have to assimilate with the Mexican community. You have to join specific clubs or groups that we are affiliated in to get access to that information. Because if you are just living out, if you're outside,
you're going to realtor.com, guys.
You're not going to find. You won't find any homes.
Realtor.com actually recently did do a thing where you can go international in your search. Now the problem, if you go in and type Playas de Tijuana on realtor.com, they're going to be so overpriced, bro.
I've literally, bro, American price.
You're going to be paying $1,500 for something you can literally get going through us for probably about $700 or $800. And that's just, it's American people that own these places down here and they rent them out. If you're actually working with people that are got boots on the ground, access down here, and like I said, Anthony and me are both part of some private groups down here, you can really save yourself a lot of money. So I think that kind of broadly goes over the price of living. I had a lot of people reach out about the safety issue. Now, where we're at specifically in Playas de Tijuana, it's an affluent neighborhood. And really, if you stay on the coast, let's try to keep this a little on the shorter side, because I feel like if you stay on the coast, it's pretty safe, right? Expand on that. Anthony.
I agree. I was saying the bottom line is everywhere is dangerous. There's bad parts. There's good parts.
Guys, every time I look on YouTube, I see this most crazy stuff. I see elementary school students getting harassed or getting assaulted by their teacher. I see people murders and stuff in the United States.
Yeah,
I feel like it's more dangerous over there.
In the U.S. you going to Walmart. You'll be scared. There might be a mass shooting, right? Like you're not gonna see that. Like kids can go to school here just fine. Yeah, kids here, normal kids go to school just fine. Even the narcos, the cartels, they're not gonna go and shoot up a school. They don't do stuff like that. Only in the U.S. Like you can walk to Walmart and you might die. You can go to school and you might die. So it's not gonna happen here. Now, yes,
there's no guns. You're not allowed to have guns here. There are gun laws in Mexico. Nobody can have a gun unless you have a specific farm.
Yeah.
Unless you have a specific license for a gun, and it's not the same licensing as in the U.S. You have to have a farm property that has a need for a gun. Like if your animals get out and they're getting start attacking or stuff, or you're in the political, you're a politician, or in the Mexican government, guns are not allowed in Mexico, and you have to have a special import permit if you're coming down here to do hunting or anything like that, and they're very hard to get. That is why there's less gun deaths down here, because the guns are illegal. Okay, that you cannot. Guns are not here. That's why you don't have people shooting up Walmarts, shooting up. You don't have kids bringing guns to school. I mean, you really go online, guys, and try to find how many mass shootings there have been in public schools down here in Mexico. It's almost none.
Absolutely.
I've looked, guys.
The violence is primarily
in the ghettos.
In the ghettos, but also cartel on cartel, narco on narco, right? So gang on gang, not like some gang member decides to come to an affluent neighborhood and try to rob people. They don't do that here.
They don't do that.
It's violence on the same group of people. They're just fighting for territory. Now, yes, you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's fucking. You know what? Excuse my language. That's unfortunate. That happens. That's like the movie Final Destination. You just came in the wrong place, wrong time. But that's they just be smart. Like look at your surroundings. Like me and Chadwick right now, we're at a cafe. You guys already seen this cafe before. We're surrounded by just normal people, kid walking around, family. Yeah, but if let's just say for example today we're hanging out and we see
they're playing Uno.
Right. Let's just say we're hanging out today. And we see the table over there, and these people just look a little bit more on the other side, suspicious. They dress like they're pretty, like hardcore, right? They look like they're up to something.
Yeah.
So I would say, you know what? Maybe not be a good day to do the podcast here. Let's switch spot because maybe there are people that want to get these people eliminated. So they'll come over here and they'll do their business, but they'll shoot in this direction. And unfortunately, we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So just got to be vigilant and have that self-awareness of your area. And that applies to anywhere you live. So that's just like common sense.
Yeah.
So we covered cost of living. Sewage is next now, right?
Yeah. We're gonna do some of the sewage. Let me start off with the sewage here, guys, because a lot of people have been reaching out and saying a little bit of like discriminating, derogatory comments about this specific issue. Let me give you kind of the science behind it. Listen, me and Anthony aren't going to sit here and pretend to be scientists, okay? But what we are going to do is give you I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'm going to pass it him. We're going to ping pong the idea around. So a lot of people, Anthony, have been basically reaching out to me. And they're like, dude, don't get in the water. It's contaminated. There's sewage runoff. So let me just tell you guys the truth. That is true. Okay. So let me tell you, the ocean that I'm looking at out here with the sewage problem that is coming in off the Tijuana River and flowing into the Pacific Ocean is the same ocean water that is going up to Imperial Beach, Coronado, all the way up to La Jolla. Okay. This same water, I don't get in the water here, okay? When I first moved to California, I was excited about getting here. I would jump in the water in February. It was ice cold. But the more I've lived in California, guys, and I've gone other places, Puerto Vallarta, Miami Beach, me and my lady don't get in the water here. It's cold. It's never warm. People that surf here, I see surfers in the water in Playas de Tijuana. I see people in the water every day here in Playas. But it's kind of, I want you guys to think about it like this. Not every area is going to be perfect. and there are going to be issues with that any area you are in, and this has been an ongoing issue between the Mexican and the American government for the last 50 to 100 years basically. And I want to tell you guys what exactly it is. So basically Mexico, Tijuana especially, has experienced over the years several times during boom and bust periods of the economy major economic growth. The most recent one here, Tijuana experienced, I don't know if you know, Anthony, but it's experienced an over 38% to 45% increase in documented population. Now, that's just the documented Mexican nationals that are living here. That doesn't include include the Haitians that are here that thought they could come and get over to the Yes,
they realize they cannot cross, and then they end up staying here.
They have a large Haitian community here that got stuck here. I see them every day. I've eaten at some of their restaurants downtown. So, you know, there's this issue. So basically, Tijuana is a rapidly growing international city. Okay, so basically, Tijuana is also a rapidly aging infrastructure city. So what that means is the sewage was never made, and it never adapted and brought up to standard to support the new growth. So what happened is along the border, there's a valley. It's called the Tijuana River Valley. And what it really is it's really floodplain. So if there's a 1,000-year flood where we just have an enormous monsoon, we don't have monsoons here, but you get what I'm saying, just abnormal rain, that rain on the Mexico and the U.S. side, it's an invisible line that's been created called a border wall. That is a floodplain, guys. So basically all the water naturally puddles there. So what happens is the sewage along the man-made Tijuana River coming into Tijuana and the natural riverbed that supports over 180 bird species on the San Diego side, what it is it's sitting flood runoff water. It's all the water that floods off the roads, in the drains. A lot of it floods into that river valley, and what it does is it causes a combustional gas called hydrogen sulfide gas. Now, what this hydrogen sulfide gas does is it comes out, especially at night. It starts foaming. You can look up this stuff. It's been going on for decades. And it's called the Tijuana stink, okay? So I'm going to explain it to you. It's basically hydrogen sulfide sewage gas that basically stays at a ground level that moves into areas like San Ysidro and Imperial Beach. Now, the way that the current goes in the ocean, San Ysidro and Imperial Beach are actually more prone to this issue than Playas de Tijuana. Now, Playas de Tijuana does have a large issue with that hydrogen sulfide gas, but it's not all the time, guys. It's not like this hydrogen sulfide gas is like, you know, it's just like a cloud of gas all around you, and we're like in some type of Resident Evil Fallout world here with like green gas everywhere. If you go into that Tijuana the Tijuana estuary, you're gonna see videos where they track the sewage and they monitor the amount of hydrogen sulfide gas. Now, this gas typically goes more towards, like I said, the Imperial Beach and the San Ysidro side, because those particular areas on the U.S. are at that just a few feet above sea level. Playas de Tijuana, there are areas that are around the same sea level. It does have the same problem kind of creeping in. But again, the way the current and the wind pushes the gas, it actually gets pushed more towards the U.S. side, which is a cross-border crisis per se, right? It's a terrible thing, obviously. But it's because Tijuana has basically experienced such rapid growth, and the infrastructure was unable to keep up with the rapid growth, and the aging infrastructure was not able to keep up with supporting this amount of influx of residents, okay? So now here's something else that you guys could know as well, is that there's a couple sewage treatment plants, one south of here near Punta Banderas, which is in between here, Playas de Tijuana and Rosarito. And then there's a few on the border, like the U.S. border. You can see them when you're driving through. So these sewage treatment plants are there, and they are in place to mitigate some of the problem. And back last year, it was either 23 or 24, the Mexican government and the U.S. government finally signed a treaty to completely clean up the Tijuana stink. Okay, and what it is it's a 3 or 4 year process. It's supposed to finish in the end of 2027, where it's going to basically completely eliminate the multi-thousand gallons of sewage that spills off into the Tijuana River every single day. Okay, so it's already in place. They've already installed massive infrastructure projects just since I've lived down here. A couple months back, I think it was about 2 or 3 months back, we didn't have water here for about 5 days because a major water line broke from Calexico, which is the major aqueduct that brings in water from the Colorado River through Calexico into Tijuana. So we didn't have water because they replaced the main drain. The main drain.
They closed it off. They shut off the valve for each part of Tijuana.
Yeah.
But once, I mean, it's just infrastructure. Once it's fixed,
so
we're back.
We're back.
Let me stack into about the.
So the end of this is let me just finalize with this Tijuana stink thing. The 2027 is the final date. This problem is supposed to be finally corrected, and they've been going back and forth in Congress for decades over this. So let me just say, if people that are worried about this particular hydrogen sulfide gas, the way to avoid it is, for one, you can live down here towards where Anthony is, which is farther down from the spill off going into the Tijuana River, north towards San Ysidro and Imperial Beach. And you also have to understand, this is not a constant issue that is like Resident Evil gas floating around. This is like when there's fog, like sometimes there's a little bit of a stench down here. There's the same stench in Imperial Beach and San Ysidro. Now, if this is an issue, how you avoid this issue is you go further south. If you go further south past the Rosarito power plant, you're almost untouched by this. If you go in between Rosarito and Ensenada, if this is a major thing people are scared of, maybe Playas de Tijuana isn't for you. Maybe go down towards in between Rosarito and Ensenada, and you're completely good. So I'm gonna wrap it up there on my end, and he's gonna jump in on this.
Yeah, and just real quick too, like, I mean, the ocean has a way of self-cleaning. Okay,
Yes.
so either way, we've been living here in Plaza Tijuana,
I smell nothing.
Rosarito, Ensenada. You know, I have recordings of dolphins that come by every now and then, pods of dolphins. So every now and then, you'll have pods of dolphins just coming out, hanging out on the coast near the border. They go all the way up to the Malecón, which is the boardwalk, and they come up and down this entire strip of the beach. So we have pods of dolphins living here. We have pelicans. I'm talking about
They're not covered in sewage.
hundreds of pelicans that live here, and they come feeding frenzy. If you're familiar with feeding frenzy, is when there's a whole.
Let me just make sure. Okay, keep going. No, we're good.
Okay, awesome.
I thought we lost audio. We're good.
All right, we're all back. We're good. So feeding frenzy, if you don't know, like, I watch a lot of animal channels too. Feeding frenzy is when there's just a pods of fishes, and then the pelicans just come diving down like missiles just from the sky. And I recorded that too, and they're just hunting and eating. So the wildlife out here is still doing just fine. And there's surfers out here, so it's not like Chadwick said. You're not gonna go in the water and come out all dark and stuff. I'm gonna be transparent. I jumped in the water when I first moved here, but now I don't anymore because I don't have a need for it.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold. And back then when I first came here, it was that, like, wow, Niveland Beach, I gotta jump in, I gotta do this. Now, kind of like, when you're a veteran, you're like an OG. You're just like, you're just coasting through. But there's dolphins, there's seals. I even have recorded seals just hanging out on the beach. There's actually 2 islands further down that way. The Mexican, they created a base there. But what's interesting, if you look up the history, one of the islands used to be, I forgot.
Island, right? I think it's Coronado.
I don't know, but it used to be
Coronado Islands.
Used to be a casino from a mafia boss from New York.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what's his name, but it could be some of the big Italian mafia. He was out here and he realized Tijuana is a hidden gem, and he took over one of the islands and created a casino there. So back in, I don't know, maybe 20, 30, or 40 years back, a lot of people from Cali would cross Tijuana border, and the VIPs would go to his island and gamble there. I forgot the mafia boss's name, man.
We might even rent a boat and go out to that.
You guys, if you guys out there know what I'm talking about, or research, put in a comment. I forgot the name of the Italian mafia boss, but he used to have an island out there. But now the Mexican government took over that island and created a base. So they have a marine base, Mexican marine base, now at the island. But either way, those islands have a bunch of seals that live out there, and those seals every now and then come down here and they hang out.
And another thing, guys, you're going to find, especially when you get down towards Rosarito and Ensenada, is they have more relaxed fishing laws. Somebody was asking me, can you fish here? I don't know the specific fishing laws. We'll find out for you, though. I see people fishing in the water. I see people fishing here all the time. So what I'm going with that is this island that that Anthony is sitting here talking about. They also have a thing called a spiny lobster. It's called Langostura in Spanish.
Right.
So when you get towards Rosarito, it's the lobster capital of the world, I believe, or something like that.
Puerto Nuevo is.
We'll be going down there.
It's a small little town. I'm talking about smaller than Playa de Tijuana. Like,
oh yeah.
Like just maybe I would say like max 5 or 6 blocks. That entire little town, that little, I call it a village. That entire village is all lobster heaven.
Spiny lobster, guys, the good ones.
You eat so much lobster. It's lobster heaven. It is so good.
It was down there filmed. It's actually down there where the Titanic was filmed, which me and Anthony are probably going to do a video. We'll probably do 2 separate videos of that on our channels, or we're going to drive down there. We might do it on a live stream or something.
Yeah.
The Titanic, the Titanic was filmed down there. The movie The Titanic, the set still exists. Parts of the set are still down there, and it's just a really cool place. I mean, the farther you get south of Playas de Tijuana, I think it's better. The only reason, but at least the reason I'm mostly here is for work. You guys know I'm in the restaurant business.
It's a convenience.
Yeah, I'm in the restaurant business. I work in downtown San Diego, so being close to my restaurant, I have a great job. I got a great people I work with over there. So being to that convenience here in Playas de Tijuana is definitely good. I think I don't know. I think we've covered a lot here, guys. We're coming in about 30 minutes. Maybe we'll hit up some just last minute comments. I think.
Sure.
And. Anthony, we're also gonna tell you about what we have. So we have this idea, guys, and I'm gonna let Anthony talk about it too. A lot of people have been reaching out. If you guys are looking for specific consultations regarding real estate, reach out to my personal number. We're gonna implement something with Anthony there with that as well. It's kind of on a private one-on-one. If you're searching for something real estate wise, okay, because I'm a California licensed realtor. I'm working with people down here on a referral basis. So if you guys are interested in a specific real estate need, reach out to directly, and we're going to be setting something up as his channel grows in size on his YouTube content creation side. We're going to implement something over there as well, kind of offering the same service, kind of piggybacking off one another. But Anthony and me have been also talking about, and let us know what you think about this, and I'm going to pass it over, a private membership club. And Anthony, tell them about it.
Yeah, right on. So this is the big announcement that I want to share, and we want to share with you guys. So
it's coming. It's not
based off
yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, based off. Well, we got the groundwork already, the foundation already laid out, and this is based off the feedback and the comments that we have. And actually, I want to give a shout out to Alvaro. So today I spoke to Alvaro. Alvaro is one of our watchers, one of our subscribers, and I jumped on a call with him today, and he shared with me his situation, right? And a lot of you are in the same boat, in the same category. And now Alvaro used to live in LA, and he left LA because he was paying way too much over there, and now he moved to Vegas, and he was able to reduce his rent. But for him, that's just not counting the utility bills and everything else, and he realized that it doesn't make sense. And he wanted to explore what are his options, what else is out there. So somehow Tijuana came up in his mind, and he decided to branch out and check out Tijuana. He's doing some YouTube search, and then he found Chadwick, right? So he found Chadwick's content, and then from there he saw our previous podcast, and then found me, and he was able to book a time, and we jumped on a call, and I understood his situation. And now he wants to, we've put in a plan in place, and he wants to get out and come and head out to TJ and be able to just make a complete lifestyle shift and be able to put more money back into his pocket, because he's living paycheck to paycheck. He's not able to live. He's working to just pay all his bills. I mean, how do you live like that? You just work. You spend all your time working just to pay all your bills, and then you can't do anything else. So he's making his shift, and the reason why we're sharing this is because we are going to create a membership, okay? And for those of you that want to make the shift, make the change, make the adjustment, leverage 3+ years of knowledge and experience that we have living in Playas de Tijuana and even Rosarito, Ensenada, and you want to escape and get out and see what are your choices, we have this membership available. All right, and this will save you so much time and headache. And you could jump on a call. If you go to my channel, I have my calendar link there. You can jump on a call. Same thing with, yeah, at Anthony_win. Same thing. You have Chadwick's contact information there, and you guys can secure time, and we can give you just a groundwork layout of what could be done, right? Where you are at, what's possible, and how to make that shift, so that way you can have a transition, right, and live a better life and live a better lifestyle, right? So the membership is going to be available, and what we can do, I'm going to just throw this out there, all right? Because this is something that I'm going to just throw this out there. I think this is fair. So for the first 20 members, we're going to do 50% off, all right? So the membership we'll launch it at $50 per month, and you can leverage all our knowledge, all experiences, everything on helping you transition from the States to over here in TJ, Mexico. And for the first 20 people, the first month we can do 50% off, just $25. Okay, just the first 20. So yeah, either way, put in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you guys, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna launch this.
Yeah, and guys, basically more on the membership is this membership is also like, what do you get for the membership? For one, you get direct access to the underground stuff. Okay, so private stuff that we don't share here on the live stream. Why? Because there's a lot of things in Tijuana that we don't want to spoil. We don't want to spoil every little thing in Tijuana just here live with you. We want to give you kind of a preview for it, but there's a lot of different things that are kind of more and these are all legal things, guys. These are just basically private type things, one-on-one transitional things that help people understand. As simple as like, how do you set up internet down here? How do you pay your water bill? Where do you pay your water bill? Where do you go for entertainment? What are the areas? It's basically a broad underground membership. We're trying to give this experience. I mean, yeah, guys, and knowledge, and also live here. And we try to, and if the membership isn't for you guys, that's fine. It's not for everybody. We're gonna try to continue to deliver everything out here at a free charge for you, but we also, for people that want to kind of get a little bit of more of a members only, we might even start implementing some type of members only live stream where people can come into the live stream chats. If they are members, we'll give you a private password, a passcode, and I'll send you a direct link, and you'll be basically here live with us like we're doing, except for it will be a live one-on-one type thing. And then, like I said, if you guys are interested in moving down here and you need real estate services on the San Diego side or down here, reach out to me. I will be in touch with you. Anthony will be in touch with you as well. And then, like I said, we'll give you more information. We don't have this finalized, but we're working on it with this membership drive. I do want to wrap up one more little thing here. I got a sick dog at home, Anthony, so I gotta get out of here. He's I got my dog on hospice, guys, so he's only got a couple hours or a couple days. So I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm also gonna be doing a video, guys. I want you guys to watch for this video, because I don't want you to watch this video if your dog is sitting here like Anthony's and he's healthy and he's chilling and he's in good spirits. But if you got an animal that is starting to act weird or starting to act funny, or some things that maybe you seem are a little bit abnormal with his behaviors, I got a video, guys, that I've been documenting for the last week with my best friend Buddy, and you guys have known him on the channel, about his end of life. So I don't want to send this in the wrong direction, but it's a topic that we're going to be dropping on the video. So if you see this video pop up, I'm going to give you about a 30-second warning to get off if you don't want to watch something sad, because it is a sad video, but it's an educational video, guys. We're here to bring you educational stuff. We're also here to deliver you guys content that you can utilize for your financial bottom line. And like I said, people from my work have been reaching out. They've been seeing my videos, and they, people that are local here in Tijuana have been seeing our videos, and we want to continue to educate people because me and Anthony believe that the border wall is an invisible border, guys, and that we live on a side of the border to try to create this geo-arbitrage to make the world a better place. All right, so I'm going to read off a few comments here lastly, and we'll kind of conclude here. A lot of people, I'm not going to read every comment word for word. I'm going to just do one comment. We're gonna wrap it up. A lot of people have been talking about the graffiti in downtown or Tijuana near the bridges and stuff. And the boardwalk, and my view on this graffiti, guys, is it's a very cultural town. A lot of this graffiti that you're seeing on the boardwalk, it's actually legal, and they actually promote it. It doesn't mean that there's gangs. A lot of people, I heard one of my friends, oh, every time you see a tag, it's somebody murdered. That's not down here. This is a very bright, colorful city.
Artistic. People here are artistic. They like to do the graffiti is just like a form of art. Okay, if you are looking for pristine places, and yeah, they are down here too, 100%. But just keep in mind that this area is more laid back. It's more laid back. If the graffiti, if you'll notice, the graffiti's at specific areas where it's not like someone's graffitiing on a restaurant wall.
Exactly.
They're graffitiing on places where there's nothing being used there. It's not like because they know they can't cross the line at certain things.
I would even say a lot of them, especially when the bridge is on the ready lane, it's not really graffiti. It's more of like murals.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They have a mural things out here too.
They even painted the General Hospital recently, the Tijuana General Hospital, with a huge side mural of a god church woman that was on there, and there's a lot of that down here. So don't be confused with gang tag graffiti that you might see on a restaurant in a ghetto area in San Diego to like the crafted artistical artwork murals that you'll see in a lot of the abandoned buildings here.
Correct.
Or things like that.
Exactly. That's spot on.
Yeah.
Right. And also we're in the more affluent area, Plaza Tijuana. So if you go to affluent areas, okay, if you see graffiti, it's just, again, like I said, it's just artwork. Now, if you go to like the bad areas and you see graffiti there, it can mean a whole bunch of other things.
Right.
But you're not gonna catch yourself there. This is not what we're promoting.
We're not
here.
We're not here.
We're not trying to take you guys down that road and see if we come back alive to make a next podcast.
We might have to do something like that at some point, guys, just to show you the differential. That way, people will stop thinking that it's some dangerous place down here, guys. We're gonna wrap it up. Again, Chadwick Bailey, Anthony, where can they find you? One last time on YouTube.
You can find my handle at Anthony_win. All right, so we'll put it on the thumbnail so you guys can see. And yeah, love to hear from you guys.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. See you next week. Take care.